Greetings, people of the internet. It's your favorite Yammie Noob cameraman, Whitney, here to share with you some of the most shocking facts I've learned as a motorcycle rider. Number one, Spite and Yam met outside of a D&D conference in Toledo, Ohio, simping over a Versus 650 in the parking lot back in 2009. Another one is Yammie Noob's real name is... Wait. Wrong video. Sorry, I'm supposed to stay on topic here. It's not shocking facts about Yammie Noob, it's shocking facts as a woman rider. Because I got to pigeonhole my gender! The first things that comes to mind is a little throwback to my last week's video, which was how much time I spent with my first motorcycle wrenching versus riding. Right, so I had inherited a vintage project bike. So someone else's project, the wiring was all wonky, it didn't have air filters, it had velocity stacks, so it was just finicky, it needed new ignition points, it needed new piston rings, and I remember being an extremely naive young woman going like, why am I not riding more? What did I just do? And I was kind of in shock because I had spent bunch of money on a new motorcycle and I was now tethered to this project bike and I didn't know what I was doing, and I was like, damn, I should have just got something that I could ride, spend my time, instead of being indoctrinated into motorcycles via the maintenance aspect of things when you don't really have somebody to kind of grandfather you into know-how and knowledge, but instead just riding, learning how to ride, learning how to balance, and getting into the good stuff. That leads me to my next thing. I remember the first night I bought my motorcycle, I laid in my bed staring at the ceiling and I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I felt like I was about to go on a date with somebody way out of my league. It felt like I had never met, this species before, and I think there was some sort of element of impression, like, oh my God, is everything going to be okay? And I thought that feeling would go away, but it didn't. It gets worse. Even having the time that I did on my vintage bike, it just never stopped, right? I kept buying more vintage bikes for whatever reason. And then, of course, after just being done wrenching for a while, it took like a vow of motorcycle riding celibacy, because I knew in the cockles of my heart that there had to be neo-retro bikes coming out, and I was just gonna hang tight and wait patiently like some sort of two-wheeled monk, and I did, and now I have 3, and life is amazing. Yeah, it was just so addicting. I had no idea that it was gonna be so addicting. And not only that, but I remember kind of my buddy telling me about Twist of the Wrist and then sending me the Twist of the Wrist videos, and I was like, whoa, wait a second, there's a whole performance aspect of this. So it became addicting, but at the same time, it was this vast well of never-ending stuff to get good at. All right, so the next thing is, and this might sound naive and I don't care, just hack it up in the comment section, but I'm surprised at how many women come up to me and they're like, oh man, I've always thought about getting this bike and I think it'd be so much fun to ride, but I don't know, I just never get around to it. There are so many women who've approached me who don't ever pull the trigger, and I understand, like, your relationship with the motorcycle is more about being pulled to do something, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know why you're always spending all of your money on motorcycles and whatnot, but it's something that cannot be explained. It's like a mystery, and not everyone's gonna have that. And I think with women, it's a harder endeavor to just do alone without anybody helping you or kind of giving you guidance. So they keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off because, you've got your whole life to buy a motorcycle. But I do think that that's changing. The women crowd, my generation, kind of gets a little bit older, has money to dump on a brand new motorcycle. I think that it's pretty cool to just see more women on the road in general. It's awesome. Another thing that totally blew me away, and it's more of a religious experience than just a fact, but I was sitting at a coffee shop and this woman pulls up a chair at my table and just sits down, says, you know, that must be your motorcycle out there. And I was like, yeah, what did I do? Did I do something wrong? Did I park somewhere funny? And I was just kind of shocked. And she's like, we need women like you to go to CODA. And at the time I was like, what is CODA? What are you talking about? She's like, Circuit of the Americas. I was like, oh, what? No. On my R9T, because that was the bike that I had ridden to the coffee shop. She's like, yes, your R9T. And I was like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have a fully faired race bike. I don't know how to race prep a bike. I don't have time to do that. She's like, no, you don't get it. People go out there on scooters. They go out there on big cruisers. You can bring anything out on the track. And I think blood just started pouring from my nose. So I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean I could just bring this to Circuit of the Americas? And I thought about it for the rest of the day. I was like, whoa, what if I rode on the track? And I hit up my buddy who does club racing, and I was like, maybe I should start at a smaller track. Do other tracks do that? I mean, I totally had no idea. And he was like, well, why wouldn't you want to do it at the safest track in the world? And I was like, because I have no idea what I'm doing. I like to cruise. I thought about it. I started doing my research. I went to a free information session, got all the info I needed to just throw hundreds of dollars away at a track day. And I did. And I never looked back. It was so much fun. I had no idea how easily accessible it was. And not only that, but how you get access to mentors and coaches. Like, that's so cool. And they film you and they tell you what you're doing wrong. And there's a bunch of people out there who don't know what they're doing. And, you know, they divided into groups. So I was like, well, I'll be a novice group forever. I don't care. I don't have an ego about it. My dick is huge. I don't have anything to prove to anybody. We interrupt your motovlog to bring a message from Davis. Davis says, use code YN20 and get 20% off your Rockform order. Rockform makes not only really awesome motorcycle phone mounts, they make phone mounts for vintage blimps, submarines, golf carts, bicycles, you name it, they make a phone mount for it. All right, sorry for the interruption. Let's get back into it. I did it alone, I did it by myself, and I still had so much fun. So I really think, even if you're not a fast boy, but you are interested in dipping a toe into the performance aspect of motorcycle riding or becoming a better rider, you have to do it. Do it for your birthday because it is expensive. But, you know, here I was thinking, I'm like, I gotta take all the lights off my bike. No, you don't have to do anything. You can just ride it there, and then that's it. I thought that was so cool. So that was kind of where I also learned about the power band. I hadn't really ever, you know, I'm an anti-tech spec warrior, right? I've never test ridden any bike that I've owned, and I've owned 6 motorcycles. I was like, that's what I want. I'm impulsive. I get on it right away. I'm like, this is great. I'm an aesthetic-driven rider, so harp on me for that all you want. I didn't care about horsepower, which is funny. And this, starting off on vintage bikes, will disservice you in the fact of, like, my first bike had 13 horsepower, my second bike had like 33, 35 horsepower, and then my third bike had like 66. I mean, it just wasn't ever something that I thought about and wasn't really in my paradigm because I had mostly started on vintage bikes. And then I was just so through the moon about there being new modern bikes that looked cool and had similar neo-retro styling. So I didn't care. I was like, that one, give me that one and that one and that one. Thinking about it, looking back, I was like, okay, there's a big difference between the 2000 Saturn, whatever model. It's such a dumb car. I don't even remember what model it was. Like, yeah, that car makes power way differently than the 2018 Subaru WRX STI that I drive now. Way different. So that might also have something to do with my baseline biological, physiological aspect, being a lady. I don't like to shop around. I'm just like, that one looks cool, give me that one. How much power does it make? Doesn't matter. Does it go Yes, okay, sick. I know that probably sounds insane to a lot of people watching who are into motorcycle YouTube videos. They're like, what do you mean you didn't research the power aspects of the mostly engine that you're buying? You know, it's like an engine with 2 wheels. They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, dude, I can't explain it. I'm just out here bearing my soul because that is my job. The next thing that I think that I thought is kind of shocking, which is funny, I'm trying to pick funny stuff for you guys, is how many people want to race. I don't know how many Ford Mustangs sitting at a red light or just revving while I'm on the XSR 900, and I was like, oh, you want to get on? You can get on if that's what you're into. Let's do that. And then just racing. I've raced, I mean, like Nissan Jukes, Nissan Altimas. Sadly, any Honda Accord with a Punisher sticker or fake bullet holes also wants to race, which is hilarious. I was like, I had no idea. Maybe it's a Texas thing, but I highly doubt it. I'm sure it's all over the place. But people just revving. They're like, let's race. I'm like, okay. I'm significantly lighter than your car, so let's go. And I'd say the last bit to be the most spiciest bit, but obviously as a female rider, you get harassed constantly. People come up to me and, you know, when I'm sitting at a light or sitting in a parking lot, and they're like, let's play Catan. And I'm like, play Catan right now? They're like, yeah, come on, you're so cool. I'm like, what are you talking about? People have asked me to join their D&D groups, and I'm like, look, I've hung up my die a long time ago, okay? People are proposing, they're bringing out rings, they're trying to like throw cheeseburgers at me, and I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm just because I'm a lady doesn't mean you have to throw food at me. I'm not like a seal. I mean, maybe it'd be funny if I opened up my helmet and just snagged it like a cheeseburger or something. And like, look guys, I'm married, all right? I got a family. There's tons of ladies out there. We just need to get more of them to ride, and this will be less of a thorn in my side. People friggin' throwing their numbers at me and proposing. Actually, just kidding, none of that's happened. All right, we gotta get home, and we gotta get footage of Davis for all the loyal fans who watched the video to the end. I know that I'm new, I know that this isn't Yammie and whatever, but I have a dog, okay? Also, if you like Davis, give this video a thumbs up because it helps the algorithm. And, you know, Davis's mom was a YouTube algorithm, and that's why he's so cute. You know, you just gotta, I don't know what you gotta do, but you gotta pet the algorithm. What am I trying to say? The algorithm is the holy mother that gives birth to really cute, good boys? I don't know. What am I talking about? Davis, where are you? There he is! Look, should I run him over? Davis, let's pet your belly. Look at him. He's so cute. Say hello to the people who made it to the end of the video, Davis. You're gonna start a whole channel of just me and you hanging out? Yes, I am. When you're a woman, the XSR 900 is the ultimate vlogging machine.
So real bummer, this video is actually over, but you're in luck. There are hundreds of other Yammie Noob videos you can go and check out. Hit this one right over here. Watch it. Do it for Yammie-chan.